Hey, ladies, thanks for clicking in. You have made it to the Time Together series, episode 5, which is actually the second part of where we started earlier in the week. I realized that the episode had ran a little long, and I decided to split it into two and to hopefully honor your time. We are going through a series of questions about our day, I think is what we can be thinking about. I had this idea that to adapt a thing called a hard 75. I started out um, not with a hard 75. I didn't even go there with my mind. I was going to do the hard enough 75, and then I got more or less into a 75. So what the second part of this is just kind of going through the rest of that list and of the items that I chose to look at for myself. I want to live as healthy as I can for as long as I can, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. And I'm just kind of going before you and showing what it is that I chose to focus on, and then you'll find your way too. But I think it's always nice to kind of hear how another person goes through the process. So that's about it. And I'll just introduce myself as Jenni Page. I am a marriage and family therapist. I am the founder of the Greater Woman Club page, and or I guess just the straight up Greater Woman Club. However, I think a lot about the Facebook page, and I think a lot about the YouTube channel, and those sorts of ways, because that is how I communicate with you. Please subscribe. And but before that, well, I guess you can do that now. I think that would be fantastic. However, let's get started to the second part of this, and appreciate your time. All right, bye. No, not bye. Stick with me. Um, but I'm going to close out this part so we can get straight back to the video. All right. Also, I guess it's just a pretty seamless. One, two, three, go. The other thing was sober living. Sober living is very important. I want to be able to live life on life's terms. I want to be able to, I want to build the internal strength of myself in order to manage situations as they come to me. If, why is it that substance use is so dangerous during middle school years? Well, I don't know about for you, but middle school is very difficult for 95% of kids, right? It's very difficult. If they exit and they escape through gaming and alcohol or drugs or any escape there, then they don't build the necessary coping skills in order to manage those stress levels, and those stress levels are going to continue to come at them in life. And um, so, all that to say is, um, the importance of sober living every single day is evaluating, at what point do I have a trigger to use some sort of substance? And I'll just say substance because I like to leave it out there for whatever it is that, and a substance could be also shopping, gambling, um, maybe reckless relationships. There's any number of things that we can escape from life. And so this idea about sober living is being able to live as cleanly as I can and to face things as they're coming to me. The other part is vitamins, because I oftentimes forget to take my vitamins. And the last part was 7 hours of sleep, because I think I heard there's kind of a range, like a kind of a 6 to 8 hour sort of range. So I figured, well, if I do 7 hours, that should be good for me. So anyway, um, so all that to be said, instead of the hard 75, instead of the hard enough 75, I just started to call it the 75, because I wanted to take 75 days of looking at my patterns and seeing how is it that I tend to get off track. And when I do get off track, I want to get back on track as soon as I can. Without this little spreadsheet, I could get pretty lost. Last week I was sick, so I didn't get a chance to check my boxes for my 20-minute walk. There were some days I wasn't really doing that great with physical activity. I really wasn't doing much. I was getting my water in and my vitamins and sober living, and I was doing some, looking at there's a lot of other categories that I was doing okay in, but I was not even getting my physical activity. So this week I'm feeling better. Time to get back into it. Well, I decided I kind of upped the game. After a while, you do your 20-minute walk every morning. You start thinking, I can do more. I think I've done where I am here, and I think I can do a little bit more. So that's why I started doing them. But in order to do all that, I got this idea that I'm going to start waking up at 4:40 a.m. Ladies, at this time in my life, I am not made to wake up at 4:40 a.m. I'm just not. There is so much anxiety that comes into my gut, into my chest. It's not for me. Um, so I got up and I did what it is I was going to do, but I was just so anxious. And another sign of anxiety, I know we'll talk about, there's just so many different symptoms and all the different things out there, but it just kept on rolling over in my mind, and I was kind of attributing, those feelings going here, there, and everywhere. And I decided to anchor it down and start looking at, okay, I want to be able to do my 20-minute walk, but now it's kind of more of my physical activity. My strength building, I think it's kind of moved from a 20-minute walk to more of like a strength building. Like I still do my little like 20, 25, 30-minute like cardio, which is kind of elliptical bike. I'm not, it's whatever I feel like doing that morning. Oh, amen. uh, but beyond that, I need to figure out a way, because I was listening to, there's a website called nutritionfacts.org. I love Michael Greger. He seems like a really neat person. And if you get a chance to check him out, I would. You could. I will not. Sometimes people say you should. I will never should on you. I'll never should you. I don't think that, but you could. You could look him up. But he says, I believe there's somewhere in the research where he's talking about doing 4 hours of 45, no, 4 days of 4 45-minute periods of vigorous activity. Well, vigorous activity is raising your heart rate. And I want to be able to keep up and do those things. I'm not sure I'm there. So I was going to kind of compromise to like maybe a 3 hours of like 3 1 hours. I'm still not there. I'm kind of in the middle of like problem solving that right now. So I'm still using a lot of acceptance and tolerance and that sort of thing for myself. Um, but what I'm saying about this is, if I didn't have this in front of me and I hadn't already decided these are the components for me that I need as a human being to make sure that I'm going to live as healthy as I can for as long as I can, I don't think I would have struggled the way I did yesterday to find a solution. So my current solution, I will, sure, it might be mentioned another time in another video, but my current solution is I'm going to now begin to do a little bit of exercising at night. So we will see. I do not believe at this time I will be doing the vigorous uh, activity unless I can happen to slip into perhaps a class. I don't know what time it is right now, but ladies, you all are so important and you're on my mind all the time. And I'm trying to figure out how to work, how to have this time together. Thank you so much for accepting a non-edited video. It allows me to be able to have this time with you and not spend hours upon hours of doing the editing. I, 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 I can't. And so, and then and I still want to be healthy. So that's my solution for right now, is that I have gotten off from work and I've basically come right back here. I'm spending time with you, and then I'll be going and working out later tonight. So we'll see how that goes. And I just wanted to share that with you. And I suppose what I'd like for you to do is think about your own life. Um, I think I had, there's a trip coming up in Costa Rica that I'll be a part of, I think in April. And if you want more information about that, send me a little comment, and I'll surely let you know. But I think I was commenting on one of the posts that kind of went out about that, and I said, when you go there, you get to focus on your most important relationship, and it's the relationship with ourselves. And I do say that every time I go to Costa Rica, I always come back better. And that is my intention. I go there with the intention of discovering something about myself that I can bring back so I can be better to myself. But the way of the feminine is that if I am building myself, then I am automatically building others around me. So while yes, my most important relationship is with myself, really, ladies, I just want to be the best I can be for myself. Yes. Ultimately, though, I need to put myself in that position so I can be the best mom I can be, and sister, and friend, and worker, teammate, whatever I can be. So I think we're going to conclude there. I appreciate your time today. I hope this inspires you. I would be very curious to see how you feel about this information. What are the areas of your life that you feel are very important? Most of us have a gnawing feeling on the inside that I need to do something, whatever that may be, some X like, well, I really need to exercise. I really need to be able to get up and do my dishes every day. I really need to take these vitamins. I really need to drink more water. I really need to do less of this, that kind of thing. Make a little list. See what it is that you want to do for yourself, and then attempt to do it. And when at the end of the day, evaluate yourself. How did you do? And just say, how did you do? It's not like, why didn't you do that? It's how did you do? Okay. So try that, and not even try it, because sometimes trying implies failure. How about do that? Do this for yourself. Do this for yourself. And just pick a few things, like 2, 3 things that you'd like to be able to make sure that you're doing every day for your health, top 3 things, and go for it. Let's see what happens. And when you're not able to do those 2 or 3 things that day, or one of those things, ask yourself how come, and then problem solve. That's it. That's it. We got plenty of time. We just keep on living day after day after day, because I don't know about for you, if you've ever been somebody, and it's been like that for me, is like all of a sudden 2 years went by and I haven't done something that I knew was really important to do in my life. Gone. 2 years. And I don't ever want to be like that again. I want to make sure that I'm using every day in the best way that I can. So, ladies, thank you for your time. Please subscribe. Please share with your friends. I would just love to have more and more people, because I believe that even if you're not really wanting to comment on my post, maybe if you'll share somebody that wants, share this community with somebody, maybe they'll get on there and they'll have a post or a little bit of a comment or something like that, or a question. And I'm just really looking to do that sort of interaction with you all. And, the more people we have on board, the more opportunity that'll happen. And I think one person's question will benefit many other people. And I just would like to go forward like that. So help me out, and subscribe and share with your friends. All right. Bye.